matter of fact, worker productivity goes up. Where is this? Job satisfaction is pretty high. Companies are way more stable when they are not in the business of simply engaging in improving profit margins for a select number of shareholders. Yeah. Ugopnik Twitch, thank you for the raid. The sad truth, HasanAbi, the U.S. and Israel have a beyond strategic alliance, sharing intelligence through Five Eyes plus beyond, plus military cooperation, diplomatic support, promoting stability and security in the Middle East and globally. So who's saying no to the ceasefire? The alliance. Promoting stability and security in the Middle East is funny. TikTok N-word girl is having her parade raided on by other Nazis on Twitter, calling her a Jewish op, and she's doing heavy defense to try to prove she's a real Nazi like them. I love that. That's awesome. That's great. That sounds about right. Hasan basketball picks is clearly more important. What the fuck is this? Anyway. Cooperative resources. If cooperative is based on selling products or services, a part of finance comes from the profits that they get from their activities, proceeds from assets, balance sheet assets, financial grants, donations, crowdfunding, foundations, and government financing. It's a major part of this. But overall, where was the fucking economic performance? In general terms, research shows that productivity in workers' cooperatives is higher than in conventional firms. For example, Fucked et al. 2012 shows that in several industries, conventional firms would produce more with their current levels of employment and capital when they adopted an employee-owned firm's way of organizing. One explanation is that commitment to the cause causes more productivity. The fact that employees can participate in decision-making motivates them to be more involved in the objectives of the cooperative. You are going to feel Central Committee raid. What is happening? I'm getting raided left and right today. What the fuck? Okay, first Ugopnik, now Central Committee raid. What the hell? Another explanation is that the collective work environment enhances job satisfaction, thus augmenting productivity. Research has shown that collectivists working in simulated collectivist cultures do in fact produce more cooperative behavior than do individualists, i.e. those low in collectivism in these cultures. Furthermore, it has been argued that the collectivist ideological commitment to the group members yields higher level of motivation. Consequently, in addition to making turnover less likely, high collectivism in the WC environment should translate to high performance. They also have a lot more stability in terms of the economic downturns and the shocks that occur in the regular marketplace. Obviously, cooperatives are not like socialism or anything like that, but it is definitely closer to socialization. It is inherently anti-capitalist. How does co-ops work with huge companies? Like, not every worker could possibly have their voices heard. Do they elect representatives then? Yes. The managerial structure in a cooperative corporation works similar to a union in the sense that you actually vote for your representative rather than have a representative assigned to you that shares the interests of the owners. That is how you do it. The administrative duties are democratically voted on. How are co-ops anti-capitalist? It can function inside of capitalism, can it not? Yes. But co-ops are anti-capitalist in the same way that labor unions can be anti-capitalist in the purest sense of the word. It is against the interests of capital owners. Any kind of initiative, any kind of movement that takes away the decision-making power and makes a more egalitarian process, a more democratic process in the workplace, which is inherently authoritarian. As you guys know, it is basically a dictatorship. That's what it is. Corporations are a dictatorship. anything that makes that process more democratic, anything that gives workers more of a say is inherently anti-capitalist. That is how it is. It's about assigning agency to labor instead of arbitrary owners by making labor the owners. Yes. It is anything that moves the control of the means of production in the direction of labor would be inherently anti-capitalist. Co-ops aren't anti-capitalist. It's just an ownership structure. Shaking my head. It's even more capitalist in my opinion, because why work only 40 hours when you own the company? And if you don't do 80 hours and pressure others to do that, then it might fail. What are you talking about? That's every business. I don't know what you're seeing in there that you think you understanding. I love when a guy comes in here and literally a guy comes in here and has like baby anarchy takes about how like work should operate, and then turns around and explains to me something that I definitely understand that they definitely do not understand. I like that you said cooperatives are identical to just giving shares to the workers. Yeah, dude. You were talking about balance sheets. Every business has those. You were saying co-ops only have that? What? No. That's not what I'm saying at all. I think you're misunderstanding what I was saying. What you do with the additional revenue at the end of a work year, okay, at the end of a quarter, or at the end of like a fiscal year, right? What you do with that revenue in a normal corporation, in a capitalist corporation, is assigned by a group of individuals that are oftentimes elected or appointed to a board that has a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders. Shareholders are unaccountable, unelected, just people with capital that have purchased shares of a corporation. Okay? Those people are not working in most of the circumstances. They're not working on the fucking assembly line at all. They have no connection to the company beyond the capital investment. Okay? Cooperative corporations take away that ownership away from random shareholders and give it back to the actual workers that are participating in the generation of revenue. What does this chatter POV have to do with anarchism? You know, most trade unionists and syndicalists are anarchists, right? I was just simply making a joke about anarchists being like anti-work and thinking that like being anti-capitalist means like nobody works ever. Communist take. Anyone can invest in corporations no matter the capital. That's right, initial public offering. That's why you actually get to have a say on Boeing, right? You own shares after all. I'm sure that they will I'm sure that they will listen to your opinion, except you don't work there. And even if you did work there and still own shares of the company, it would not be a managing share at all. You would have no say whatsoever. That is not how that structure operates. That is not how that not supposed to be like that. You're not on the board. Your interests are only met if you're marginally improving, if your returns on your initial investment are getting marginally better year over year. But ultimately, you have no say in the direction of the company. But it's wonderful that you think you're on the team. It's like thinking a pizza party means that the company cares about you, because after all, they told you that you are just like a family, and that's why you mustn't unionize. Would co-ops have to set their price point higher to distribute the new profits of labor, or do they just distribute the existing profits more? They distribute the existing profits more. They can also, again, set their price point higher as well if they chose to do so. It operates in the same way that a regular company operates. It's just that the decision-making structure is more democratic rather than authoritarian. That's it. And it's not simply just about shares. It's not simply just about having an ownership over the shares. It's about having ownership over the means of production, being able to have a say in the direction of the company in a democratic fashion, of course. A big mistake that many people have with cooperative corporations is that they cannot let go of the capitalist way of thinking. They cannot let go of the notion that a corporation, no matter what, is always going to have one person who is in charge of everything, which is why people automatically will always say, oh, you want the janitor to be the CEO? No. That's not how that works at all. It's not about having one guy make all the decisions. Okay? It's not about having one guy make all the decisions. It's about a person making decisions about their own immediate workplace and bringing those decisions to their higher ups to democratically organize around it.